I'm live over here. We're blasting people out of the park with my intro music. It was like showing up in red. Whoopsie. New Santa.
Live over here, my page too. So,
baby.
DLive, yeah. Goes to DLive, goes to DLive 24 hour. And Eric Wilson helped us get set up that Discord channel specifically catered for DLivers and scheduled shows, podcasts, whatever the heck's going on.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, there's also a hashtag trending today, John.
What?
And I saw it on, well, it's for DLive. I saw it on Discord. But what was the hashtag? In DLive we trust.
That's great. I trust in DLive for the most part.
No doubt.
They haven't let me down yet.
It's been pretty reliable. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Steeming Pile. This is episode number 2.
Number 2.
I wish I had my slides to share on mine. I could talk through them.
Try and get them up, man.
Yeah, I will.
I will tell you.
Sometimes Chrome doesn't show up right.
Oh, really?
On mine, yeah, for some reason when I'm doing OBS.
I haven't messed with Chrome in a while. I've been utilizing the Brave browser.
I saw that. I saw a link, or I saw someone on Steam talking about it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess my folks will just have to watch me enter it in because I'm not in studio mode either.
There was some news that came out. I think late last night, but a DLive voting bot was compromised, and they're going out and voting a ton of posts and accounts, and basically just drained DLive's voting power for the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I had my display settings all set up, and then something happened, and it took everything away. I don't know if it I don't know what happened, but I can't get it back. So, oh well.
How were you trying to connect?
Help me. I was just gonna say, help me think on the fly the best way.
Yeah.
I was trying to do display capture, and it's not reading my display.
All right. Do window capture. Try that. Create a new source for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And then you should have a list of your different browser windows or windows that are available.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And that's where I do, and I can do that, and that's where Chrome doesn't work. So if I want, yeah. So that's right. So let me copy the slides. For everybody on Gone Rogue's broadcast, I bet yours looks fine. For mine, I'm sure that I'm losing you. If I've lost you, that's okay. We'll get these slides up, and then somehow, some way down the road, we'll come back and apologize.
No doubt. Yeah.
So let's bring up old Firefox here. I don't have any good other browsers loaded at the time. So I had I had an intro. It's coming up now. I had an intro slide. And then I thought we would just go through the agenda, like our posing question that we had for today was kind of like what's possible with Steam It and DLive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just for people that are coming in, just kind of having you guys kind of check in and then we'll create the agenda as we go. Okay. Yep. See, so it's working fine now that I put it in Firefox. It's weird.
There he is. What's up, Norman?
Can you hear me?
We can, yep.
What's up? What's up?
Wow. You're not going to believe this. So I go to present. If I do it in Google, whenever I get it working in Google to catch my display, it shows and it shows perfectly. And then I hit present in Firefox and it actually opens up a different window. So I have to go in and actually change that window capture to the other presentation window. It's a mess.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to do that because I closed out and it ruined everything, so. Now it's not sized right. Who just joined?
Broke college grad.
Hey, broke college grad. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the Steeming Pile. Thanks for joining live.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yes, sir.
So, well, the slide that's up on mine right now, you guys, is like kind of the live link to come in, the dial-in number, and then I just have put up there the and I think it's okay if you guys aren't showing them, but if you can, you're welcome. But I put in kind of the rules or the guidelines of open space technology, and that I just wanted to have a primer for everyone who was either watching later or listening live, just so they knew that kind of where we were going with this is that like open space technology is a facilitation method, and it's really just a matter of like setting up a theme and having a group self-organize to have discussions. And so there's really just 4 basic principles and 1 law, and I put those in the blog for the post for tonight. And so the law is the law of 2 feet, and that means that if you're no longer interested or if the topics don't fit your needs, then it's really you can use your 2 feet and move along. But in the post today I said you can use your trackpad and your right or left click button. But the rules are, or the principles are, whoever comes are the right people. Whenever it starts is the right time. Whatever happens is the only thing that can happen. And when it is over, it's over. What do you guys think about that?
Dude, that's perfect for me. And I know we've been down this a couple of times we've talked about it, and I love this kind of setting, having basically an open floor, to I mean just have an umbrella topic that we discuss. I love it, but it is, and it probably is new, for broke college grad. So Norman, I know you probably listened to John talk a little bit about, basically like the setting, right, and the environment that we're trying to get going here, and so the idea is to have a ton of different topics, and the topics could be incredibly broad. um, and I think, John, you had something in mind for, this show, right?
Yeah, this one I just put in what is what is possible with Steam and DTube. But I also put like in the actual like Steam post, it's like what is possible, probable, and potential for the Steam blockchain and DLive.
Yeah. So what I did is, I shot an invite to Norman because I his insights and his perspective I value.
Uh huh.
And he's been in the space for quite a bit. He does, and I don't want to talk too much on behalf of you, Norman, so let me know when I'm wrong, man. um but I think it's a good setting because he's shown, like, I've been following him for a little bit now. He's shown like incredible enthusiasm and perseverance when it comes to, entrepreneurship or promoting thyself, and then utilizing these platforms to, build a brand or build yourself or build, whatever it is you're trying to, create in the world. So, anyways, I thought it would be cool to get your perspective and, just have you on here, and let us know what you think of DLive and STEEM it, and how people can utilize it to, you know, take further whatever they, are trying to create or build.
So you're passing the mic to me?
Well, and Sean just got here too. Hey, Sean.
Hey guys,
What's up, Sean?
starting up the video now.
John, you missed the intro music, dude.
I did?
I forgot to
Yes.
send any.
Oh, yeah, Sean missed it. I know. I knew he wasn't going to send any.
Oh, I was ready to.
Uh-huh.
I just got off work, so
But
I'm
yeah,
gonna get situated. You guys go ahead.
broke college kid, you can respond if you have a response.
Yeah.
What is possible?
I got a good response. Can you just repeat the question one more time so I know I'm answering it right?
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
possible with Steam and DLive? Or what's possible, probable, or the potential?
Well, I would say in the near future, I would say it's probably going to happen that you're going to see a significant amount of people who used to stream on YouTube go to DTube and DLive and other platforms because of the censorship that we're seeing on YouTube and other social media and video platforms alike. I mean, come on, we just had a chick go to YouTube headquarters and shoot it up because she was being censored, or she claimed she was being censored. So I definitely think that we're going to see a valid case for people moving to other platforms because of people being censored, whether it be because of political views, whether it be because of personal views, or whether it be like, the sheer content that we're putting out. You're definitely going to see like a significant amount of people within the next couple of years as these platforms mature, start migrating from YouTube and looking at other sources to where they can put their content out without fear of being censored.
Yep.
So I can probably say that's going to happen within the next like 2 to 3 years. We're going to see people moving over. Like, we're already starting to see some like big YouTubers move over to DTube, but the only thing is that like they just need to have once they have the following that they have on DTube, that's when I think we're going to start seeing them using to its potential. From what I've seen, I've only, like, outside of crypto, like I've seen like the other YouTubers who don't do crypto, they've made accounts on DTube, but they haven't like made it like their primary thing because people still rely on YouTube. So I think while there is like, the issue of censorship, I think a lot of people just don't know yet about these other platforms. And, how the whole you can make money from people upvoting you, how that works in the whole crypto, in the whole grand scheme of making money, and just in crypto in general, because there's a learning curve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree with that too. I agree with the censorship piece. I think that the audience piece is difficult. Is it? I guess it is really just a matter of reach because they have all those subscribers. So whenever they go live or upload a video, it posts automatically. And if you have that many subscribers, chances are that many see it. So I always try to think of like what can we do, or what are some strategies? And I think that the DLive 24-hour and Discord and some of the other channels and things like that to create mini communities and connect people and find people that are sharing and doing the same stuff is good. And so that's why I wanted to help create a show like this where it's just kind of like you can pop in and join. Like just hit the live link or type in that live link that if you're looking on my feed, or dial in that number and the passcode and come on in.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, so you can, yep. And I think of it as like a grassroots outreach for DLive, or strategy, and we've got, I don't know, there's tons of smart people all over the place, and a ton of people have, incredible, unique talents, and like, just utilizing or leveraging those to help get the word out in a grassroots way.
Heck yeah. I gotta do better at using studio mode in OBS. Because if I use studio mode, then I can change things on the left-hand side and still have the regular stuff playing on the right.
Oh, okay, I got you. So studio mode is you can pull up a couple different scenes. Is that
Yeah.
the-
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yep. So you can have your scene that's playing, and then you can work on your other stuff, like the stuff that's annoying me that isn't right.
You can do stuff on the fly. Too.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, cool. Sean, what's up with you?
Oh, nothing. Still tooling around in OBS a little bit. Last night I tried during the fights. I was messing around with a little bit because I had an idea of using it for a fight companion sort of thing. And me and Mickey talked about this a little bit actually, and we thought it'd be really cool. It's definitely something that's lacking on the platform that, kind of course, Joe Rogan does so many things, good. But one thing that gets great numbers that he does is just sitting there. It's not actually, you can't hear the fights, you can't see them, but it's just them talking about them and talking about other stuff mostly. And it gets really good numbers, and that'd be something that'd be fun to do. And so, that's kind of what I was messing around with. So that's the latest thing I've been trying out. And so,
what would that look like? You would rebroadcast a fight?
It wouldn't have to. You could do that. The way that it's done right now is, like by Joe, is they're just having them on live in kind of the background. And if something big happens or a new fight starts, they'll start talking about that. But if it gets boring, they'll switch topics and go on a rant about, politics or whatever. So it would be basically just sitting here watching a fight, and other people watching it online and being in like this, that's all watching it and reacting at the same time.
Right. I got you.
Sort of thing. So yeah.
Okay, so we wouldn't be actually rebroadcasting it. We would all just be watching it in our own place and just bullshitting.
Yep. Exactly,
talking through it, sharing stuff like, hey, I saw this video too the other day. Did you see it?
Exactly. And what we used to talk about back when we were working together a little bit was, could we reach out to certain sports teams or leagues? And I'm coming from an MMA background, and those are the guys I know around the area. So instantly I reached out to some of them, and they're like, well, we're not having problems selling anything, and that's a whole mess we don't want to deal with going broadcasting stuff. But there might be something to the DLive aspect of it, where a simple broadcast going out live fights, even though they're amateur, I mean, there's plenty of good action in them, and it might be something there too. So.
Yeah, or like lead-ins, like promo lead-ins, or out, like you doing a couple interviews with them afterwards and showing some
Absolutely.
post video.
Yeah, that'd work too.
Speaking of that subject, though, Sean, what the hell are your thoughts on what just happened with what's his name, Conor McGregor?
With Conor.
Yeah.
Well, geez, I don't know.
God.
He's worth too much money to like never work again or that anything like that. But he's definitely sounds like he might even go to jail for a little bit. But I don't know. He's afforded that, I guess, because he's rich and young and dumb. So everyone's like, he's an ass. But that's what do you expect? That it's Conor McGregor. I think me being a nerd of the sport, I think the most intriguing thing is that last night for that fight, that they're both going after Conor McGregor, who's the best, and he's the money guy. That's why everyone wants that fight, because they're going to get paid to fight him. And Habib Nurmagomedov, I'm butchering that, but he's the guy that's like 26-0 now. He's the champ. And, he kind of was exposed last night a little bit, took some of the mystique away. So now it actually is more intriguing. Before it was like, oh, Conor McGregor, really needs to get in there and fight. But now it's like,
So who did he fight last night? Habib.
Habib fought a guy eventually named Al Iaquinta.
Okay. And that was like a last minute thing, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to fight a little bit under the car, lower on the card, and they went through a whole bunch of different changes.
Damn,
one guy ended up not making weight. The other guy, the commission said they didn't want him to fight because he wasn't ranked high enough.
Yeah.
So there was all sorts of things going on. It was a really crazy night, all because of that. I mean, I guess I heard one fighter got glass in his eye. One fight was canceled because he got lacerations. Mike Chiesa got lacerations to his face. Ray Borg was the fighter that got glass in his eye. And then I guess like Rose Namajunas, who's the champ, flyweight women's champ, was on that bus and was thinking about not fighting. And then she came out and won her fight against Joanna, the champion, or the former champion. And I mean, it ended up being a really good night of fights. But Conor McGregor, They wanted to make a money fight, and eventually he'll be able to come back, but it's obviously going to be a little while.
Yeah,
but the good thing is there's lots of action in that weight class, so I think they'll be all right.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about MMA.
All you need to know is that Stipe Miocic is from Cleveland.
Well, I know that. I mean, obviously, I know
dude
that
on the
Sean S. Porter.
Well, do you?
I do.
No.
I know that he does. I know he doesn't get any love from Dana White either, or money. So maybe I need to go and start a DLive for my boy Stipe, because I know he doesn't have any idea what it is. And then when he comes back to actually pretty close to where I live now, is where he's from.
Nice.
Yeah, is like I'll be like, hey dude, I put up a post about you and it made 75 cents. Here's 35 of it, but you have to. What's your Steam code? What's your public key? I'll get it right over to you, bud.
His big fight's coming up, so that'd be cool to put together a fight.
Well, let's try a let's do a prototype of your design.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because I'll come there and I'll like read poetry, and we'll go through my favorite Creative Commons songs.
That's fine. That's fine. Make sure they're themed correctly.
No, am I gonna have? It's gonna have to be pay-per-view, so I'm gonna have to do a fundraiser. I'm gonna have to do a fundraiser stream beforehand so that I can.
Here's the cool thing: is the next 2 Saturdays coming up have free fights on.
Oh, nice.
I think FS1 and Fox. Next week's Fox, and the week after that's FS1. So there might be good times to try it out.
That would be so difficult to not want to just grab the stream and put it on DLive, because you know that they'll never find it. Dude, or will they?
Yeah, I've definitely thought, like, oh yeah, I would. But I think that's the thing, is I think people all the same if unless we get someone that's being an ass and actually doing that, then we're gonna get those viewers because it's the closest you can get. So that's kind of why I watch it when I'm like, I don't want to buy this. I put on the Fight Companion if there's one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a good point.
Yeah. So it's I think that would be cool. And then I think that like 3 weeks out is the Stipe Miocic Daniel Cormier super fight. So that would be.
So you're saying we have 2 weeks to do the prototype, and by the 3rd week we'll have already been contacted by UFC to do their sanctioned Stipe fight, and we shouldn't have.
Oh,
any
you took it
problems.
the right way. See, I was thinking you were going bad with it. Like they were like, okay, guys,
No,
that's enough.
no.
No, yeah, no. I like your positive thinking. See, that's why I need you around. All right, let's see.
So yeah, ideas like that though, right? That Fight Companion, pulling again, because the idea is to grow the community of DLive. So pull in sports fanatics of MMA.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of sports out there. Yeah, so that's one thing. Yeah, I guess I wanted that was just where I don't know where my mind is at, and like that's the kind of thinking that we need to like continue to do. It's like what other aspects like haven't been tapped into yet.
Here's one I discovered reading a random post. I swear was D-porn, and that's a good one because we all know it's a highly pirated business, and it's something that everyone it's super popular, even though no one wants to talk about it in the country because we're all about violence and not sex. And so, but it's kind of intriguing that could be a platform where really the actresses and actors can kind of take back their own work and not have to go through these fucking slimy managers and stuff. So that was kind of intriguing little read.
Yeah.
I got, so
Yeah. And I think I'm not sure if I talked to Lindsay about that. But I mean, we touched on that subject too, and you're absolutely right. It's not it's not like we sit here and boast about that being 80% of the revenue of the globe.
Yeah.
It probably isn't. Those are just bogus numbers, you guys. But the fact that there's like 80% of the population that engages in that kind of multimedia is that's for damn sure.
Yeah, exactly. So the industry, if there's wrongs being done, they can go largely unnoticed. They're not going to be on the news.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? My computer's. As long as you guys can hear me, we're good.
We could hear you. Yeah.
All right.
What's Narashi drawing? Or who, I
Yeah.
should say.
Oh,
Say who.
she's
So
got the
that's-
wool over her eyes.
Yeah. So a censorship cartoon or cartoon portraying censorship.
Gotcha.
Closed eyes, wrapped mouth. And it's real. It's real, Norm. Like that is insane. We see it's become more blatant. And really like a lot of things have become more blatant. Corruption's becoming more blatant. Politics just crawling all over everybody's shoulder has become more blatant.
Yeah. Quick question. Maybe I'm going crazy, but I can't log into DLive. I'm supposed to be using my posting key, right?
Do your here, yeah, let's see. I think it's gonna be just have to check wallet real quick. So I think it's gonna be your private active key. Try that one.
Okay, yeah, because I've tried this like 5 times and I'm like, I know private active key. Oh great, I have to log in the show.
Right. Yep.
Even though I'm already logged in. All right. Do you want to authorize your application?
Are you going to broadcast live too?
Yeah, right. Am I allowed to?
Heck yeah.
Dude, please.
Going to add your name as a simulcaster and take Sean's off.
Hey,
Well, no, I mean, you'll be a contributor.
I'm simulcasting.
Wait, where?
Owner.
He is. I just saw his post.
Huh.
Oh, for
Trying
real?
to
I'm
throw
sorry,
shade.
Sean.
Password key not accepted.
Yeah, that's why I was practicing last night. I was like, might as well. There's fights
Oh,
going
you
on.
badass. I'm so proud of you.
Hey, thanks, man.
I'm going to
I
re-steam
try to
that.
impress.
Owner.
So you're saying someone... Wait, so are you saying, Gone Rogue, that someone took all of DLive's upvoting ability?
Yeah, man. So one of their voting bots, and I'm not sure how many they have, but it was compromised. And there's actually, I just
The owner key.
something on my blog. Let me just look for this real quick. Oh, this was just a situational announcement, but I know there was an article that went into depth a little more about what happened. But so no accounts were compromised, but there was a problem. The problem was a result of the upvoting management tool being compromised. So yeah. So anyways, their voting power, I think, is gone for the moment, and it's gonna. I think somebody was saying, or the admins were saying, it was going to be about 5 days for it to regenerate itself.
All that stuff is very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say very interesting, that means I don't have any idea. And I still need to research, and I probably don't belong here. But I know how to put in stream keys and use OBS. So that's the way here I am. There's so much to learn. I could, like, it's so... That is one challenge of entering and staying in the space.
The learning curve?
The learning curve. Yes. Especially this one. Now this one's neat. That's why I like it, right? I want to master it. I want to navigate it. I want to build communities in here. Like that's the work that I kind of like to do and gravitate towards anyway. So this part, that's why I like this blockchain community, basically, is for those reasons. And I think it's going to allow us to connect on different levels than we have in the past.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, how many connections have we already made within the space? You know.
Right. And that's like kind of like I'm learning too that it's really it's a different kind of comfort level with live streamers, people that are comfortable doing that and talking and having conversations, or people that like to go on live stream their games, but then also want to have other conversations. I think that's where DLive can start to fill the void, is just letting people know that if you have an idea for a show, or if you have a theme that you want to talk about, and you have your Steeming blog and the ability to do DLive, use it. It's just another way to engage.
That's right. Yep.
I have a couple people that I commented on this week on their Steeming blog. That's what I'm showing on mine right now. So there's one guy, his name's JR Byers. He has like a 59% or a 59 reputation score. But I came across one of his articles that was talking about the dangers of living in Russia. And it was like, why would you want to live in Russia? And he says, my general fears about the country where I live, and he went through kind of like this laundry list of stuff, like I'm fearful of being surrounded by poorly educated sheep that justify their opinions based on a combination of nationalism and government sponsored social programs, and says I'm fearful that the government will monitor me, my interactions and online activity, and these were the reasons that I chose to live in the Russian Federation. And then he says, all the fears that I've outlined exist more so in the United States and in Europe as well than in the Russian Federation. And the basic premise was, you think Russia is better than the U.S.? It says the simple answer is no. The better answer is not better, just different. And he talked a little bit more about it and just kind of outlining his experience of living in the Russian Federation. So I read that article, I commented on his post, he commented back, and ended up following each other. So cool stuff like that. And then the second guy I wanted to make sure that I highlighted was Ukulele Tutorials. He's actually a friend of mine, and I honestly didn't even know the guy knew how to play the ukulele. And I came across his stream or his blog, and just saw a DLive of him playing the ukulele and having a jam session, and I was like, I honestly, dude, didn't even know that you played the fucking ukulele. So that's why I like it. It's you know, I think people are coming as
Oh my
they
God, I'm on mute.
You've been on mute this entire time?
see. I was like, I was like just going because no one said anything. So I'm like, oh well, no one's saying anything. I guess that
Oh, my
that
goodness.
bombed.
Hey, no. So hold on. So you know this guy personally? Like, does he live around you or?
No, he actually lives over in Sean's neck of the globe.
Okay. How did you meet him?
I met him in college.
Okay, so yeah, and this is exactly what I was trying to get at. So it had nothing to do with SteemIt or DLive or anything like that.
Correct.
And you ended up finding him on DLive
On Steam.
or on SteemIt? No way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's insane. That's pretty cool to me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last tab I had opened was just the one from DLive 24 Hour, and putting it in DLive schedule, and he added our show on there and another show that I'm doing tomorrow morning. But it's just so cool that he has all that stuff set up and kind of gives everybody a nice list of
Yes.
cool live broadcasts, and it's a great simple setup. It has people's links to their names, it has the name of their show, the time that it's at, and a brief description.
Mhm.
It's perfect. It's thoughtful. It's a great way to curate. So shout out to Eric. You do a great job. Thanks
No
for
doubt.
putting that together. So definitely you guys look at and follow DLive 24 Hour.
And Eric Wilson.
Bow, bow. And I'm just showing people this was the Ophelia's Dient is the name of my Creative Commons song that I used as my intro.
What is that? What is that for, man?
I just put in a song to start the broadcast, like intro music.
No, I mean the name of the song.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
I have
Sounds
no idea.
Latin, right?
The guy's name is Ossensator. I'm giving everybody another hint of it.
So, on the topic of SteemIt, also reblogged something I think yesterday that I thought was pretty interesting. In the title, and this one is from Paula G, at PAULAG, who is she's incredibly involved in like the business intelligence of SteemIt. So they do a lot of analytics and capturing just different data sets and displaying that in pretty cool ways. But this thing that this article that she wrote was it's titled "SteemIt is not a social media platform. So what is it?" And I guess there's been a lot of misconception or miscommunication between what people should be doing on SteemIt and how to be curating this stuff, how to basically try and get it out there. Anyways, really cool article. And one of the things I wanted to highlight was that people have the common misconception of like creating a fantastic post, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're only following a few people. There's only a few people following them. Perhaps maybe even half of them are bots. And there is no and so anyways, so there's that. There's the creation of this fantastic article, yet there is no traffic coming to it, right?
Right.
And the idea behind this is that, well, you cannot just create something that is beautiful and expect it to just take off on its own. Like, you also have to do your footwork to get it out there, reach out to the community, comment on people's stuff, join the Discord channels, let them know you want there's tons of promotional ways of trying to put yourself out there and like display your content. But anyways, a portion of this article, or the premise of this portion was that is you also have to put in legwork to get it out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I need to do a little bit more, seeing as there's no chat to pull in.
Oh yeah, I can help you pull in chat though, John.
What's that?
I can. What do you mean pull in chat?
Oh, from my live stream.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I could help you with that though.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's really easy, man. There's, if you do join, like the DLive Discord channel, there's some. I think there's one channel. Let me pull it up here. One channel called Stream Tools. So if you head to Stream Tools,
Yeah, in Discord.
yes, yep.
Yeah, and you can have an embed widget for
Oh
OBS.
my God, yeah.
Yeah,
Tons of stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
And this is just, so this is where the grassroots come in. These are just developers, and coders, programmers, whatever, just creating something very simple. Something as simple as going, to the Steemit blockchain and grabbing the chat and having it, be utilized in OBS. It's cool stuff though, and there's tons of tools.
What's that called?
So this is the DLive Discord. Actually, what I'll do is I will share the Discord link with you. Are you
Okay.
Are you on Discord?
I'm on. Yeah, I'm on the one you sent me.
Okay, cool. So that is DLive 24-hour. But I'm gonna go ahead and.
I finally have my scene set up the way I want them to.
Do you?
Yeah, I
Nice.
have the zoom. I have the zoom window with Narashi's kick-ass whiteboard, and the cameras on the left-hand side, and then I got my slides on the right.
Yeah, I got everything set up for me too. It took a bit of time, but I'm good, man.
Awesome. And that was on the fly, gentlemen. Kudos.
Shaboom! I even have broke college grads at name on my added to my slides.
Awesome.
Nice.
Boom, boom, boom. Sean, yours is still on there.
My what?
You're not being serious, are you?
No.
Okay. Take it.
All right. So I got that commented on your post. Norm.
So newbie mistake on my part. Totally hit the reload button on my tab, and that's not okay. That doesn't keep your stream going. So I'm now streaming, but my OBS never said anything. It kept streaming. But
yeah. So I think what'll I think what happens is OBS will still stay connected, but you have to initiate it or stop it on the DLive channel, on your channel or whatever. And I think you can stop and go. But I'm not sure, and I wouldn't even want to try it just because I dislike disruptions in other people's channels. You want it to be clean, right?
Yeah.
But the other night I was we were streaming, and OBS kept disconnecting. So I don't know what the heck was going on with the internet here, but our network kept disconnecting. But it would constantly reconnect. So even though we had no connection in OBS, no connection in DLive, it would make that reconnection and then just continue live streaming.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah.
Let me go back to bitching about YouTube.
All right.
What I don't like is I put up content that I know is what is it when it's in the public domain.
Oh,
But
gee,
you'll have
yeah.
you'll have these weird obscure companies that will file a copyright claim on like a 5-minute increment, even if it's not a song but a piece of the video, when it's in the public domain. Now I went through because I did a Christmas series on my G1NBC Ohio YouTube, and I did pretty good at being able to attain and keep the Creative Commons license, just making sure that any media that I put in that broadcast was listed Creative Commons or was already in the public domain. I would say I have the spreadsheet. I got like 18 or 19 of the 24 days that I broadcast as Creative Commons videos, but there was a couple that just obscure things that were able to be claimed on there, so you couldn't use it. Now, but then some of them they just ping it, right? So it's copywritten, so you can't monetize, but it can still be on your channel. But then only one was they blocked the thing entirely.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was Christmas and the Three Bears, or the Three Bears Christmas. I don't know if you guys remember that. It's this little animated show with two little bears that want to stay up for Christmas, and their mom just wants them to go hibernate. But they heard these stories about Santa Claus, and so they wanted to stay up and meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's before my time.
What are you saying, man? You can watch it.
Christmas and the Three Bears.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Let me look this thing up right now.
Yeah, bring it up. It's 45 minutes long, though. It's animated. I remember watching it when I was a little kid. I was so...
And that got blocked?
Yeah, a restream of it. And it's
Oh,
everywhere.
wow.
It's everywhere available for download. And
Santa and the Three Bears, I mean. Is that what it's called?
Santa and the Three Bears, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Something from 1970 got blocked?
I know, right? Oh,
So yeah. So what are they?
I thought you just got blocked for a minute. Your camera left and came back. I'm like, uh-oh.
With
Someone's
the
blocking
censorship
her.
we've seen, I wouldn't be surprised.
They can't block you in my room.
Well, I mean, they could just make an account and put $30,000 on it and then just flag us. But I mean, that wouldn't be like blocking us though. That would just be like hiding it from everybody who would hiding it from everybody, and then they'd have to click on that show button. But that's actually something I wanted to talk about though.
Which part?
What's that?
Like when so on Steam it, like what's stopping companies from just like, okay, we can't take their content down, so we're just gonna make an account, put $100,000 on the account, and then just flag everybody's content. Can people do that?
Good
I
question.
think you can flag stuff in here, I think.
Yeah, because I had something that got
You
flagged
can.
today on Steam it.
Did you really?
Yeah, so all I did was like, you know how there's a lot of applications in the Steam ecosystem, like DLive, DTube, all of them.
Oh yeah.
I was talking to Mickey about it yesterday. There's another one called I think it's called like Steep Shot or something like that, and it's like the Instagram version of it's the Instagram version of I guess Steam it. So I made a post about Monero because Monero had a hard fork, and 4 currencies were
Contentious hard fork.
yeah, they had a contentious hard fork, and 4 cryptocurrencies were created from this hard fork on top of the additional Monero you have. And so, like, I guess all I did was I posted a picture saying, "Hey, hard fork disaster," and apparently, like, literally somebody who was like a 31 just flagged my content. And then when I asked him, "Hey, why'd you flag my content?" No response.
Huh.
And then literally like it was like I wouldn't even consider it clickbait because I had like links to the article, I had links to my video.
Yeah,
Like I
no,
was talking with people in the comment section and someone just flagged it. It's like, what the hell, dude?
Yep, I saw that. One thing, yeah, in it's kind of it's a little discouraging, but there are Python scripts like out there that are written to create bots, and you could think of this and use the analogy of somebody creating an ICO or a smart contract that just does not have or missed certain key aspects of like keeping something sustainable or basically having vulnerabilities, right? So these bots have vulnerabilities, and they'll go out and flag stuff that shouldn't have otherwise been flagged, but it happens. I do see it, definitely.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of one of the problems with Steam It now. But I think as more and more people use it and the wealth is distributed more into people who use the application, that's something that could be fixed. Because I looked at the guy, and the guy's reputation is 31. It was obviously a bot though, but the guy's reputation is a 31, and the account has like $3,000 on it. And just somebody with that much money can just flag your content down, even if it's like, it's a false flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll fix this thing.
We're gonna we'll have those will be big growing pains.
Oh yeah.
That'll be tackled.
Everything has its growing pains.
And and that's key though, John. It will be tackled. They'll be taken care of. I know. I forget which. In this, I only speak about it now because I was reading some stuff upon it. But some bots actually have kind of like a reverse bot, making sure that they don't, do certain things, right? So just it kind of like a, I don't know, mitigation tactic or something.
Yeah.
Mitigation bot, yeah.
Or like a superhero bot.
Yes,
like a
exactly.
Batman bot to the rescue. I've noticed your illegal behavior. I will unflag your flag.
That's something that I am seeing people try to do though.
Good.
Yeah, so I mean it's kind of a double-edged sword. You have bots that are like getting rid of bad content, but at the same time you have bots that are just like spamming people, and then you have bots that are sometimes messing up.
Right.
Like I've seen on a couple of my posts, like I've had just random spam bots just come to my post, but like the community flags those bots into oblivion, so you can't even see their posts.
Oh yeah, no, they have negative reputation.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing until I randomly checked. I was like, you can have negative reputation. How bad do you have to be?
I was gonna say one conversation I like is how do you determine which people to follow from people that follow you? Like what filters do you guys use or techniques?
To determine who to follow when someone follows me?
Yeah.
Honestly,
and how do you do it? Do we really have to go through the entire list every time?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm
sorry.
No,
I just pray to God that somebody mentions me.
Okay.
Typically if they don't mention me, I just assume, hey, they're like, they just like what I'm doing, or they're just a random person following me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What I used to do, and I stopped doing this, is you could extract a list of all of your followers from Steam It. Take that list and just compare it like every day, right? So then you could like view duplicates, and then see what the deltas are, right? Who
rogue?
Who's followed? What's up?
I gotcha.
I'm not on mute, am I?
No, I'm like, that sounds painstaking.
No, yeah. I know. So there's absolutely, I get it. So there's that, but and that's why I stopped doing it, John. But so after you find out who these people are, right?
Yeah.
It's again more painstaking stuff. I'll go through their blog and see like what kind of comments that they've made, what kind of comments they've received, what their wallet looks like. Are they receiving any funds from certain, like your Satoshi amounts, right? So maybe
Yeah.
like 4 decimal points. If you're receiving stuff like that, then it's likely that you're a bot. So yeah, I mean it's very manual, but
Gotcha.
some of the stuff.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. That's good to know, though. But the spreadsheet, the downloadable list, the everyday comparisons.
It was, dude. I only kept that up for probably, a couple of weeks.
Sure.
And yeah.
And then
it's-
you're like, no.
yeah, right.
I like that, though. Going on mentions, going on likes and things like that. Someone likes yours, automatically follow. I do.
I've just been trying to explore
They have
lots of
cool
different
stuff.
content, and
Hmm.
doing that too, and hoping again, and contests. Those are pretty fun. So
They are.
I'm doing a couple
Yeah.
contests.
I haven't entered in any of those. I saw that you did, Sean. I've seen, and I've only seen a couple.
Yeah, I did a couple haiku ones because those are nice and easy, like
On
writing
Steam it?
ones. Yeah. So, and let's see.
Can you read us one of your haikus?
Oh, geez, what was it? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Uh, let's see. I didn't win, but you know how it goes.
Is that your haiku?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, there's one more line.
Did
Okay.
a bot win?
Woe is me.
I don't know. Good question. Good question. I wonder. Okay, so it was about weeds, and
Weed?
so mine was weed or weeds either. So mine was the world without us. Man's concrete jungle will fall as the weeds break through.
Oh, that's dope.
Nice.
So yeah.
We need to have a live Steeming Pile haiku contest.
Oh, there we go. I know live contests is a good idea. I've thought about that.
That's a good idea. I'll put
It is.
some in on a contest.
Live haikus for Steam It.
Or
Yeah,
yeah,
like the
or
best-
any
Just-
kind
just
of
live,
comment.
just live contest.
any
yeah.
kind of Steeming Pile contest.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you guys think? I don't know. Whoever's watching on John's channel, on Broke College Grad's channel, or Sean's channel, let us know what you guys think. If there was a contest, something that you could have live, I guess probably something that can be done in less than an hour. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, that would be the cool thing, and like because I always go to the new contests, not the trending contests, and because I think it's also a good networking thing. So if there's not a lot of people getting, and it's a decent contest, and not a lot of entrants, it's a good way to reach out. And so I think
Now, do you do that? How do you navigate that? Do you go and like find? Do you use the content like tag or contest tag, or how do you find them?
yeah, exactly. The content. I did the same thing as you. Content tag and then new. Or trending, but usually news pretty cool because you can get in there early and that sort of thing. But then there's also, and I can't think of, I wish I could mention them here, but there was somebody that was doing a little bit of curation as far as just getting together all the writing contests is one person I'm following.
Interesting.
So every week they are doing just like the weekly writing contests on Steam It and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And a lot of them are like, you got to really, like one was finish a story. And so it was like a decent sized, start of a story, a few hundred words, and then you put an end on it and that sort of thing. A lot of photography. Looks like there's a lot of high-end photographers, but I'm not sure how much of that's original content. So
Yeah.
I thought about entering one of those, but that might be tougher. Where the writing ones probably have a better chance of winning. So. But yeah, the content tab and new and trending, you can find a lot of them there. So that's pretty cool. And then of course you just go down a hole where you're like, oh, this guy follows this guy, and then you get into the Discord chat and that sort of thing. So
Absolutely. Hey, so I have a comment from Jiro Sean, who said that YouTube banned him for live streaming for 3 months after his OBS setup configuration wizard accidentally streamed for 1 minute of static.
What?
Yeah, that was my response, man. Yeah.
Dude, that is awful.
It's insane, yeah.
What's Narashi drawing?
What kind of live stream or what kind of live contest should we do, and then our next broadcast box calendar box.
Yeah, so what kind of live contest we should do, and what was that?
The question, and then our calendar.
And a calendar for the next
Cool.
broadcast. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So she's been wanting to touch back on this, but what's stopping big companies from flagging accounts on YouTube? Is there anything stopping that?
I
Big
don't think
companies
there
from
is.
flagging accounts on YouTube.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
No, on blockchain.
oh, on blockchain. Is it
I-
on DLive? Gotcha. So
Yeah, I asked the same question. I was I mean, I was under the understanding that there's nothing stopping them from creating an account on Steam it, and then putting a crap load of money in it, and then using it to censor people.
I gotcha.
But I was saying that can be that's kind of like a growing pain with the platform. But I'm assuming that if adoption gets to a point where, like, people, the amount of money that a group of people has versus a company has reaches some kind of equilibrium, then more or less like people constantly uploading a video versus it being flagged by companies would kind of stop companies from just taking people's videos down. But I think obviously right now, like, companies could, but it's just not advantageous to them, or they don't, like, it's kind of a waste of their time. But at the same time, though, what's stopping people like, some of the whales from just flagging these companies' accounts?
Yeah. And just to throw some blockchain terms in there, Nash equilibrium, right, Norm?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You can toss that, yeah. Game theoretics.
I mean, yeah, that really is game theory in a nutshell.
It is, yeah, and that's like what's interesting to me about all of this is when we say the technology, it's actually like pulling in a ton of these aspects of economic theory, a ton of stuff, game theory. How can the decisions that you make result in benefits on both sides without anybody becoming the loser, if you will, or coming out shorthanded, however you want to say it. It's cool stuff. And we're like living prime examples right now of still some of the wrinkles that need to be ironed out.
Exactly.
Sure. Speaking of, so I just saw on there that I saw Euro Sean and Eric Wilson comments in live. So, did you read any more from them in there? Gone Rogue? Like, he says, bot wars, we all lose. The original point of Steam is proof of brain, which is not a basic bot.
Shoot, where is this, John?
Proof of brain.
Yeah, proof of brain is is basically Steemit's version of proof of stake or proof of work. Proof of brain in this case would be content creation, participation.
I love that concept.
Absolutely.
I love that concept. I don't know if I have one.
Yeah, I don't think I have a brain.
But I love the
Nonsense,
thought that when I blog, it's considered in this platform proof of my brain.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. On my
I typically
stream,
just borrow others.
now, Sean S. Porter, you're going to be delighted to know that on my stream right now,
Yeah.
there is the Zoom window with all of us, Narashi's fantastic graphic facilitation, and the chat between Euro
What?
Sean and Eric
Wow.
Wilson.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I did that just for you.
Thanks, man.
But John, you were talking about some comments, man.
Yeah, so Euro Sean said bot wars equals we all lose. And then he said the original point of Steam is proof of brain, which is not a basic bot. It says bots will kill Steam unless something changes. The average person doesn't want to play the maximize profit game. That's not the reason people go back to Facebook dozens of times a day.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So
Fair enough.
again, more comments on my stream from Sean. So he's saying flagging needs to be changed. Linear rewards and flagging doesn't work. Doesn't scale.
I agree.
One person's flag shouldn't invalidate hundreds of upvotes, assuming
I
they're
agree.
not all bots. Yeah, absolutely.
That kind of just happened to me today. I had 7 people upvote and 1 people flag, and my earnings for that post went to 0.
No way.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Euro Sean just yelled at me and said, "Open all the windows." I don't know what that means, but I feel offended. Euro
Open
Sean.
the windows, man. He's trying to come in.
The call-in number's at
Hey,
the
we can
bottom.
do a lot. Yeah.
Come on
yeah.
in and yell. You can yell at us. We
Give them a tutorial online right now, live. That'd be great.
Eric, turn on your Blue Yeti and fire up the Google. What was it? Google Hangouts that he used last time, or
It was,
Google
yeah.
Voice, and
Yeah.
come on in. No, but for real though, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
This is so fun.
You guys should share this if you're watching this. Upload, re-steam, share.
Oh, he says commenting on all the windows you have on the stream.
Nice. And
You should
that's
see how
you
many.
do it.
You should see how many tabs I have open. Like sometimes I share my browser, and like people are like, "Holy shit, is that 25 tabs?"
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have ADD and you don't want to lose a project.
Oh my God, I'm the same exact way.
Oh, thank you. It's
I-
good to know that we have kindred spirits in here. Boop.
I used to have when I used to use Chrome. I'm using Brave right now, but when I used to use Chrome, I used to have 30 tabs open just because I don't like closing stuff because I'm like, wait, what if I need this?
Right, especially if
Especially
it's a
for,
project you're
research.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or research. Yep, that's right.
But, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay.
On as far as like game theory goes, there's a book that I read that I really loved in college. I read called The Prisoner's Dilemma
Yes.
by William Poundstone.
Right.
It's this boy.
Yep.
And this is John von Neumann, Game Theory and the Puzzle of the Bomb. And this is a great book if you want to.
The Prisoner's Dilemma. I'll write that down right now.
Yeah.
What is it about?
And
It's about the creator of game theory and how they were using it in the Cold War and that scenarios and that sort of thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to give that a look. Let's see if there's an audio book.
hey, Euro Sean just jumped on the pile.
There he is.
Oh God. Open that
Hello,
window.
hello.
Can you? Yo,
Hey.
welcome to the Steeming Pile.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Uh-oh.
Shoot.
Silent treatment.
Did we lose him?
Yes.
Why is the heat on in this house?
He's got to get his audio settings right. We're not going anywhere though. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there we go. All
Yeah.
right.
Yo.
I closed the windows that were open so you wouldn't get some echo from 45
Yes.
seconds
Awesome.
ago.
Thanks,
That's
man.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
not only do we get voice, we get video from Sean.
Well,
right on.
and we
So
know that he knows what he's doing because he stopped his audio so that we didn't get an echo.
Beautiful.
This
You
is
can-
my
you-
low key setup on my laptop. So yeah,
Right on.
How's it going, man? Thanks for coming
Good,
in.
hell
Good.
yeah. I figure if you're going to invite me into the stream, I'll join. I didn't want to
Please.
crash the stream though. So
Heck yeah.
No, not at all. I mean, that's the idea. Of
Yeah,
this
that's
thing,
the intent.
actually. Yeah. Yep.
We're all live broadcasting on our own streams too.
oh nice. Yeah, I don't have anything set up right now.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
that's cool. Thanks for coming in. Well, tell us a little bit about you.
So I mean, what I do for money, I work in advertising, which is the literal worst when it comes to decentralized. But that's why I'm interested in all of this, because I hate advertising because I'm in it. I know how the meat gets made.
Gotcha.
No, I mean online advertising is like, I mean that's one of the beasts that's getting crushed right now, right? And they've been around for a very long time. They've structured their stuff in a very very efficient way. They know what they're doing. But yeah, I mean so now that you've come into the space, and I don't know your background. I don't know how long you've been in this space, but the fact that you even know about it is good. But have you had any ideas of how to like I guess create that in the favor of the consumer?
Well, I will say, like, working in advertising, I don't come from like an investor background, which I feel like there's a lot of the Steam It community who comes from either and it may be a nice way to put anarchistic background, anti-government background, which is fine, or they come from like the crypto pseudo hedge fund or hedge fundy world kind of background. They usually fall in one of those camps. So like for somebody like me who like works with like talking to people through advertising and like making stuff that like moves people emotionally and then whatever, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's all really interesting, but I keep telling people it's so complicated. It's like, telling people, okay, well, here's how you get Steam. And like, no, you're not going to have any to begin with, but you got to create an account and you can get some, but you have to buy Ether or Bitcoin or Litecoin first. And then transfer it. And there's a few different services. They're just like,
oh my God, you're so right. We just had, like, me and John just had a discussion with Eric Wilson. So Eric Wilson's the dude who's heading up this DLive 24-hour Discord channel and promoting shows like this. But we were chatting and he said the same thing. He's like, but he was on the other side of the spectrum. He's like, honestly, I don't even want to deal with those people right now. I'd rather focus on the community itself and growing that, as opposed to, trying to, get involved in that learning curve, because it is a learning curve. It is.
It's definitely something where I'm like, you have to have a certain level of interest to begin with. I can't pull you from cold turkey into the pot, so to speak. I can't brine you. You have to be ready to be cooked as a turkey. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And like then I can help. But so I tell people, like, look, if you're really not interested, don't worry, because it's more trouble than it's worth right now. So the people I told in December are probably sitting here like after this like crash.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, I'm glad I avoided that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I saw a meme the other day where it's this girl or something who's like leaning on this phone pole, and she's just sweating and worried. And the caption of this thing is like, going home for spring and having to face your family after the costs of the cryptocurrencies right now. It's hilarious.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she invested in December when Bitcoin was $19,500.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, she just got a wonderful lesson in humility. Yeah, I've heard of a couple of people take out mortgages because of to buy some crypto, only to find out that they owe a shitload of money and Bitcoin's not at $2 million.
Well, maybe December next year it'll be 100K and they'll be sitting there like, I knew it all along.
Oh my God.
I knew people were putting crypto on their credit card.
Oh yeah,
You just knew it.
John, I will say it live on air right now. I did. I probably put $100 in.
Gone rogue. What are you doing?
I was just trying it out.
It's the inner anarchist.
Like, did you buy it and go, America?
No.
It's the inner anarchist.
Yeah.
It's not
The
real money
anarchist-
anyway.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right. We'll show 'em.
exactly. It's using the bankers, debt system to buy cryptocurrencies like that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that is the yeah. So the anarchist in me says that is like the perfect way to get back
Yeah.
at them, right?
You're pimping the system.
Yeah, you want to create a system like that. Okay, well, it will be taken advantage of, and you'll feel the ramifications. Terrible.
Yeah. If anything, you're saving America.
So is this your first steaming pile?
This is Steeming Pile number 2.
Number 2, nice.
Yep.
So what are each of your individual or all of you collectively? I don't know your relationships to each other, but experience of Steam at DLive or whatever.
Who wants to start?
This is I created a Steam account last November. I didn't really start actively exploring Steam as a blockchain technology until I would say January is when I made my first post. But I knew Sean and Gone Rogue from stuff that we did in 2016 with the Bernie Sanders campaign and doing some live broadcasting and stuff like that there. So I think I know I have a comfort level from that experience in doing the live broadcasting and the live streaming type stuff. I really just took my work there and did it. I do on Facebook, YouTube, but this is where I've really kind of, I would say, honed in where I really want to be as a broadcaster, and that's like kind of right here, working in this space. And I'm an organizer, kind of creative facilitator by trade, so it just made sense for me to be here rather than places that mine your data and or censor you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm along the same lines as John. So I got involved into Steam at around July of 2017 last year. And it was really, I think we all know it, but there is like this incredible boom in the crypto space, right? Where a ton of people were involved. If you were truly passionate about what was going on with blockchain, decentralization, the nature of governance and all of these things, right? Then you were out researching these different platforms that were utilizing blockchain. And yeah, so I ran across Steam, messed around with it for a little bit. It actually kicked off my my interest in programming and coding.
Oh wow.
So yeah, there's that, you get into basic markup language and then HTML, and then you dive into that rabbit hole. But yeah, since then though, there's been tons of applications that came out, at least on the Steam platform, including DTube, DLive that we're utilizing right now.
It's crazy.
And I've been having like incredible fun with it, man. Just creating new stuff, experimenting, and I think that's how I see all of this, is just this massive experimentation happening, with people all over society, all over the globe, not even just in a very centralized location. I mean, there's people all over the globe. It's super cool, man. It's been fun.
Yeah. There's a couple people.
I'll go. I've been broadcasting for a while. I graduated from college a couple years back after going back and got a journalism degree. Basically went back into journalism, wanting, journalism of old before, it got involved in the business side of things so much. And, like John was saying, we worked together in the past doing some streaming stuff, and I always wanted to get back to that. And luckily, I was in between projects so I didn't have anything I was walking away from on YouTube, certainly not at Facebook or anything else. So it's the perfect time, and I love the community. And so I don't know anything about cryptocurrency. Like, you guys are talking about things, and I'm like, is that a stupid question worth asking? Like, that's how little I know about it. So I'm, just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, but that's how I kind of like to do things. So I'm having fun.
Right on.
looking to try different ideas, new ideas and stuff. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead, Norm.
Yes.
Cool. What was the original question again? Sorry.
I was
What-
just like, what's your deal? What's your deal, man?
What is it you do here, Bob?
Oh well, I'm an alcoholic. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I mean, I started on Steam It around the same time as Mickey. I started, I want to say in like July, but I didn't make my first post until like maybe July, October. No, October doesn't come after July. But I didn't make my first post and probably until like I want to say like September maybe. Ever like before that when I started, honestly, I was just lurking around. Like I was just reading stuff, interesting stuff, because a lot of projects that are in crypto space would post on Steam It. And so when I joined Steam, I was like, hey, this thing sounds interesting. You get paid to blog and stuff like that. So I made an account, didn't post. I mean, my background is computer science and business too. So when I graduated, well, I got into cryptos in, I want to say 2016. Since then, I've just been reading, researching. I've like networked a lot in the space, especially in Texas. And it's just crazy to see how everything has like exploded in terms of growth, especially with December, but more so in Steam It. I just, I broadcast, I just talk about the news and crypto. I'm a consultant by trade. So like I travel a lot, do things like programming for different companies and stuff like that. But I do plan to eventually just do my own thing. Hopefully, broadcasting and all that stuff could take off and I could kind of just make money from blogging and going to conferences and reporting stuff like that. But I guess my deal is like, I'm just in a whole bunch of shit, man.
Gotcha.
I could talk for hours about this thing.
Mhm.
Euro Sean, is that how we should pronounce your name?
I mean, you could just call me Sean. That's the simplest way, but
Nah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
it goes Gyro Sean.
Okay,
Gyro.
okay, Gyro Sean.
I know everybody says either Gyro or Gyro, like the food.
Yeah,
I'm
they
from-
try to be too.
So is it like gyroscope rather?
Yes.
Okay,
So
so,
perfect.
all right,
there's
I
a
got it.
whole- There's a whole backstory, but I used to be part of a circus troupe that was called the Gyronauts.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I have
Right on.
your Steam It blog up here on my broadcast, and it looks like you joined in December of 2017 and already have 831 posts.
Well, so this is the weird thing about DLive comments. Every comment is a post.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
that's cool.
Yep.
So
That's
It's
cool,
cool.
though. Got some active commenters.
yeah. So it's good. I think it's a thing that, if you're on the DLive Discord, which you probably are, some of the suggestions that have been popping up that I agree with Tidy about is they need to create a different chat mechanism that isn't on the blockchain. Because for me, you can't upvote the comments in the current interface anyways. So ain't nobody making money on DLive from comment.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so on top of that, like, you can only comment every so often based on your bandwidth, which is based on how much Steam power you have.
Mhm.
And if you think about like Twitch or Mixer or YouTube even, those live streaming platforms will use a different like chat protocol for the purpose of speed. And that allows people to also build bots that can like regulate those comments. And you can't do any of that if it's like on the blockchain. So I'm guessing my ratio of posts that are comments to regular posts should go down once DLive or if DLive ever implements a better chat protocol
Gotcha.
or whatever you want to call that thing, like a widget, something.
Yeah. I mean, my take on that is I don't think like they were taking that into account when the original Steam blockchain was created.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The Steam blockchain was built, to be perfectly frank, off of the idea of Reddit.
Yeah.
Like everything somebody writes is like almost inherently should have a level of value that needs to be curated.
Exactly.
But, like a live stream comment, like you don't need to curate that other than like,
Spam.
harassment or whatever. Like other than that, there's not really much you need to do with it.
Exactly.
This Sea of Thieves video that you did 18 days ago, did you add that yar yourself
I did.
to the? That's
I
awesome.
added the yar and the
little
Nyan cat
yeah, the
pirate.
and the skull.
Yeah.
I love watching everyone's creative thumbnails. That's one of the funnest things to do.
Well, my favorite things are I don't know how much you've played around with the GIF thumbnails that you can do on DLive?
I
Like,
haven't.
Yeah.
Have you? So you can do that. Before it used to be 2 megabytes was the file size. So you could get some high quality GIFs up in there. Now it's only, I think, 1 megabyte.
It is 1 megabyte. Yep.
Gotcha.
They lowered. I understand why. I think it was like hampering when you load the page, but you could still do some cool things. So like I do the basic version of like getting everything set up in my OBS window and then just like hitting record and then cropping that in Giphy. But that's a great way to get a solid thumbnail.
Absolutely.
I'm so jealous. Like, I'm so old. Like, I always show my age because Gone Rogue has a unicorn dabbing on his, and then I see your Fortnite's Battle Royale, and it looks like you have some kind of warrior army person dabbing, and I'm like, man. So I feel like I just have to.
You just have
Go
to
like
dab,
that.
add a dab to everything, and you'll have all the respect in the world from everyone.
That's cool.
That's
What's the meeting code for this room?
I'll put it in the chat, but it is
Okay.
yeah. Let me put it in the chat real quick.
Oh shoot! I was supposed to add it into my little text.
Yeah, somebody asked me how to join. When you say chat, are you putting it in the Discord?
I'm gonna put it in the. I can.
Here we go. Toss it in there. I'll just say it verbally. It is 468
468
186
186
430.
468 186 430.
Oh, they have
Thank
the
you.
number already.
That's
1
it.
minute later. That delay on DLive.
That delay.
Yeah, that delay is crazy.
I think, yeah, I don't really understand it fully, but it must have something to do with the fact that they have to use Wowza servers.
For commenting on a DLive stream.
No, for like the live streaming itself, right? They're using a third-party server.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to like, you know, Twitch and YouTube, whatever, they can own their own
Yeah.
servers outright.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
Which I think will evolve like obviously when we head into the future, just the whole nature of like Web3, the Web 3.0,
Yeah.
and utilizing different protocols, but like the scalability issues are, I mean, that's a real problem for sure,
Yeah.
especially with streaming.
I mean, I personally think the scalability issues will be solved just within a matter of a couple years. Just because
Absolutely.
I honestly, just looking at Steam it, or not Steam it, but just looking at the Steam ecosystem in general, like when I joined, we didn't even have a DTube, and to see that we have a DTube, a DLive, now we have like Steep Shot and all these things being built. I'm surprised that it's April of 2018, and like literally the growth has been exponential on these platforms. Even with Steam it, I remember, I know you guys remember when Steam it was blue, now it's green and black in terms of like the branding and everything. So I'm just surprised at the amount of work that's being put in.
the one thing I will say though about growth, and I feel like a lot of people are just so positive about Steam in most like videos and comments, which is fine. But do you follow any of I don't know if it's like Archange or like some of their, like they do like a daily Steam stats update, and included in that is like active unique users, and then there's a comparison to how many people were added in accounts every day. And you know, obviously with the downtrend in the value of crypto, it's not like it's fallen back to what it was in December, but active users every day is leveled for like the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Has it? Interesting. Yeah.
But the number of accounts added has been growing, so there's been a widening margin of accounts to active users.
Huh.
Okay, so okay, in you know, there's many ways of reading it, and like by trade, I'm a data analyst, so I like it, you know, we do like root cause and a ton of stuff. But so take those two different variables. I would say So there's still people coming in, and you could say, okay, they're at least creating accounts. No, they're not getting started. How many of us said that we created accounts, but we weren't really active in it, right? We created an account, but it took 2 months to create a post and 6 months to actually start creating shit, because now I realize its potential. So now you're racing to create shit.
Yeah, for the most part, I just read until like I was like, I need to do something, so I started posting.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's interesting though. Yeah.
Here, I'll pop it into the chat. I don't know if you follow Archange. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how you pronounce it.
I think I follow him.
Okay.
On Steam.
I'll post it in here for anybody else, just in the
Cool.
chat for this Zoom.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, he does it basically every day. So if you're a data person and you're so inclined, yeah, definitely give that a look. I find it really interesting to look at, to see, like, it's a weird environment because the crypto market so heavily affects usage of the platform, which is to be expected. But at the same time, I think getting past that point for any social network that wants to run on blockchain is critical, because that means that people come to your site because they see value beyond just earning revenue.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Archange. Okay.
How do you spell it? Or how do you spell the guy's name?
ARCANG.
Yeah.
Mr. Crypto.
Yeah. So Steam SQL. Yeah, he's. Yeah, just pulling a bunch of data points. Very nice.
It's super interesting. And, you look at the other graph that I don't know how I necessarily interpret this yet, but the number of like accounts per what they call level, like plankton, minnow, dolphin, orca, and whale.
Mm-hmm.
And then the amount of MVests per each of those levels, like, it just is fascinating to me, like, how much of the voting power of Steam is tied up in just a very small number of accounts. And the advice I give to anybody who's either coming onto the platform or, I posted on the DLive Discord today earlier, I'm like, the flagging wars that are going on with Bernie Sanders and DLive right now, as silly as they are, I'm like, the only thing you can do, because you can't stop him doing what he's going to do, is like, everyone has to power up, because this is a system where, like, you can change the way that the system works by doing, like, your part to have that proof of stake, so to speak, in the system. But if you don't buy in to a minimum degree, like, your opinion's just like your opinion, man.
That's a good point. And so that's a thing that I've really been trying to learn, is like, what is that specific buy-in point? And like but then you mentioned the Bernie Sanders thing, and I don't know anything about that either.
So I don't know how. Oh yeah, does somebody already know all that, or?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know
know
a little bit of it. So I read up on some stuff, and I'm so what I know about it is that there's people flagging down content. Anyways, there's like this war between these curators, and honestly, I don't know if Bernie Sanders is. I'm guessing there's a human element to it on the other side, but. So they're flagging content that they don't necessarily agree with, and there is a certain perception or a definition of what they believe is good content, and then on the other side, vice versa is happening. The inverse is happening. The other person is saying, "Well, you can't say that that's what good content really is. Like, it's all subjective at this point." It's pretty crazy. I mean, that's like the little bit that I know. But Sean, what do you have, man?
Oh man, I'm one of those weird lurker dudes who like reads all the comments, and you've probably seen for a while like the Hagen Rancho Relaxo wars, the Bernie Sanders wars, and then the Grumpy Cat nonsense that goes on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're all somewhat interrelated, and it's all about like distribution of the rewards pool. And the question that you always have is like, well, how righteous is anyone actually? You know, Heijin and Rancho Relaxo, it's clear that there's no righteousness there. And they're upfront about that, right? Like, they're like, we're here to make money. We have this stake in Steam. You can flag us all you want, but we're not going to stop. Fair enough.
Gotcha.
But Grumpy Cat and Bernie Sanders both have a front of like righteousness about how they think things should be. And I can't tell if it's true or if it's, again, like a front. But anyways, like the deal with DLive is like the way that DLive rewards a lot of the admins. So like, you know, Deathwing, Desolator, Jimmy Lynn, Cassie, etc., is by upvoting them at a certain percent. I don't believe that there's like a monetary exchange in the background. That's the situation they have. And some people feel like that is this weird level of favoritism with this voting power that they've been delegated. Personally, I'm like, DLive doesn't take benefactor rewards like DTube. So DTube takes a 25% cut of every video you upload. DLive takes nothing. So like, you know, you give and you get, right? Like, I don't know. It's all numbers on a piece of paper, however you want to divide them.
No, I agree with that part. And I heard some other people talking about the DTube thing the other day. So, yeah, that's why I like DLive too. I think that's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Because I saw DTube for a little bit, and I watched the platform a little bit, and didn't really do much with it. What's a minimum stake or a minimum that you guys tell folks to either get started or to matter?
What do you mean?
With Steam?
Yeah.
Or with Steam it?
Yeah.
Nothing. It doesn't take
Just start and go.
Yeah, it takes nothing to get involved. I mean,
I started with nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. In the cool thing, one of the things that helps, at least helped me start generating some Steam was the creation of content. And once you start seeing, you know, that start to hit your wallet, and okay, I can move it into what is it, your savings account or whatever, and now you can accumulate a little more because, or rather, your voting power increases, and you know, you start playing around with stuff like that. And anyways, at least for me, it was intriguing, and that's what helped me. So yeah, nothing though. Start with nothing. That is the point. It is free to sign up.
Yeah, I'd literally spend days just reading other people's articles and just start like posting comments on everyone's stuff. And then when I started posting up my own stuff, like I literally would just accumulate as time goes by. And then what I started realizing was that, yeah, I should probably start powering up. So at that point, I would literally just take my spare money and cryptos and stuff and just, you know, throw it in my Steam account. And then, you know, out of nowhere, the price of Steam just like shot up like crazy, and my account went over like $2,000 worth. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. So just kept doing it, just kept releasing content. But I mean, like, I started with nothing. And I kind of think that until like a lot of people learn how the ecosystem works and like, you know, the direction, you should probably just start with nothing. That way you don't feel like you have a lot to lose if anything goes crazy. But I do recommend powering up as you learn more and more about the ecosystem. And if it's really for you, like, you know, go in.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, the number I have in my head is like, I tell people, yeah, you don't have to start with anything. But to your point, if you know, really want to get invested to the point that you're going to have opinions about how people use their Steam power or whatever. I don't know. I feel like 500 Steam power is, at least right now, right? Like maybe if Steam goes to $100, like that's not reasonable anymore. But at that point, like maybe you only need 50 Steam power or 20, I don't know. But let's just say right now, 500. And if that's it, like that hovers right now anywhere between like, depending on how the market fluctuates, like 5 and 10 cents maybe as an upvote in Steam money.
Gotcha.
I'm like, okay, that feels like, you know, like you did something. When you upload somebody's post, you actually are able to contribute a slightly more than a fraction of a cent's worth.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And it's, you know.
It's less empty than a like.
Yeah,
Right,
it is.
like when I didn't have, like I had some, then I didn't have some, and I think it was just in the transition of where it was in my account, and I didn't do it right, da 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 da. Da. But then you like, and you got to see it make a difference, and then it goes away, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I just liked yours, and you didn't get anything. I'm a loser. I'm gonna come back to yours and like this as soon as I can. But yeah, it. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what I think too is like if I think back to advertising, right? Like if you want to replace the ad model, what is like the CPM for a creator that they get on ads? And so like for every 1,000 people that watch my video, and a creator might get anywhere between like 3 if they have a really bad deal, maybe like $7 if they have like a really lucrative deal, like if you're like a preferred creator on Google's platform.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, well, for every 1,000 people that, you know, watch my DLive video, right? If I get 100 likes, if I can convert 10% of those views to people who like my video, which is, I don't know what the actual average conversion is, but it's probably higher than that right now, given the scale.
Yeah.
And if each of those people gives me 10 cents, well, that is, what would that be? It's $10. So that's a better CPM than I can get with an ad-based model.
Exactly.
Right.
And like, for me, like, you know, that's kind of that sweet spot is like, what's the minimum amount that any individual can give that once it adds up, scale-wise, makes it a more viable platform, purely from revenue, not from number of users yet.
Okay.
Than an ad-based model. Yeah. I don't know. That's
That's
No,
good,
I mean
man.
that makes complete sense when you I mean when you factor in the contribution aspect of it, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, all right. So, if it were gonna finally play out in that respect, like what needs to take place? More cash. The value of Steam would need to go up. Is it? I mean, I guess I'm trying to.
Which is your question? What would need to take place in order for everybody to have 10-cent votes?
Yeah, in order for somebody just joining in with a very small amount of cash, right? Something that is, something that makes sense. Something where you know, you don't have whales or something, you know, controlling stuff from the you know, whatever. Now, a regular person, an average Joe, can come in onto Steam it, invest $100 or $500 or whatever,
Okay.
and have a decent voting power which curates content at probably a larger scale, just like what you were talking about, right? So what? Yeah. So what would need to happen though? Like cash into the value of Steam.
Well, I mean, people who are already in Steam that already have a significant, well, not a significant, but people who are already on Steam, who have Steam power, well, their Steam would have to appreciate for the value of their vote to go up, right?
Oh, that's yeah.
And people who aren't on the platform would either need to just immediately buy as soon as they join, or buy a certain amount of Steam and then out of nowhere just have the Steam appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just a factor of, hey, are you willing to pay like this much to get 10-cent votes, or are you willing to just buy a certain amount and then hope it appreciates so you can have 10-cent votes? But now that I think about it, though, the idea of people just immediately joining and investing and, you know, getting 10-cent votes, it does accelerate everything from an incentive standpoint now, because it's like, hey, 10 people with 10-cent votes just, you know, just gave me $1 of my post, versus like, okay, I had 10 people who just joined and they don't really have anything like that, so I'm not really getting much on my votes, if that makes sense.
I mean, what I've suggested to some people is people who like run, if you think about Utopian, right? And the way that they upvote content, or
right.
DLive, I've said to some people just offhandedly, like, there could be an interesting way where you check somebody's account before anything gets voted up and see like, how long has this person had an account, right? And if they've had an account more than X number of months, and they're still at a very low power level. And I'm sure you could tweak the system, right? But basically, like, if these people are clearly not putting money in, and also if they've earned a certain amount maybe, but they haven't powered it up, it's like you've had the opportunity to become a contributing member of society. As terrible as that sounds, it's kind of funny, right? And like, but if the idea is like, okay, well, who should we be upvoting, right? How do we, you know, upvote people who not only are creating good content, but who aren't just like milking it purely to cash out to something else later, you know, that have like a minimum level of stake in the system. So that doesn't mean everybody needs to have 10,000 SP or nonsense, but
Yeah.
it's a strange question, but about like, yeah, what's the way that we do that? But if people do come in and start buying over the course of 3 months, right, that demand for liquid Steem, you know, in an open market will inherently mean that the value of Steem will rise.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, it'll always be, you know, a little bit of a rat race for people, but if Steem rises enough in value, then the whole ecosystem right now will go from, I don't know what I would love to know, like, what's the average Steem user have in terms of vote value today?
Ooh,
It's not a lot.
That's good. That's good though. Yeah.
My guess is like, it's probably less than a cent, just because there's so many dead accounts or accounts that have like, and you know, a lot of those dead accounts are bots, right? So that definitely brings it down, unfortunately, but it'd be fascinating to know, because like if you can raise the average like that, that would be.
There are websites that have those statistics, and I've actually seen some, and it's something like, there are some statistics that say like, okay, like it's something like less than 20% of Steem users have an account value of of greater than $1,000 or something like that, I think.
Dang.
But the stats do show that a majority of users don't have like a significant amount of Steem power or Steem dollars in general. But I mean, I'm kind of operating under the assumption that everybody isn't going, like, you're measuring in US dollars, so everyone isn't going to, like, there's an imbalance. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because fair enough. Because like 10 cents in voting power from a US dollar perspective
seems like nothing.
It feels like nothing to me. Yeah, right. But like that might I know there's a lot of people in places like the Philippines that are on DLive, especially. And like the idea of getting 500 Steem power in the Philippines seems like a lot more of an obstacle than somebody like me, for sure.
Yeah, but then again, no, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. I can remember mine long enough.
I was gonna say, like, when you adjust things for cost of living, then you kind of have to factor. You have to factor in different things when it comes to cost of living in different countries. When you say 500 Steem, so you know 500 Steem might be, that might be good for an American to get in, but say like probably 50 if you're in like the Philippines, or if you're in like Vietnam or something like that.
So, and that's where I see as another thing that goes back to kind of what the theme is, like, what's the potential? And so the potential is to target, curate, and find those stories globally and have people that can make 5 to 10 cent votes and do it in a more methodical way, or do it in more of a community-based or sharing way, where it's like, here's a story, I think it's cool, I met this person, or like maybe bringing them in here live, or doing a live stream with them, and sharing their stuff, and building more organic upvotes that way, and being more intentional with how we vote and how we set things like that up.
I mean, what I do with my friends, I only have 2 that I brought on recently, but I'll like delegate. I'm lucky that I have like a little bit more Steem power than probably the average person, but it's not that much. Mm-hmm. But I've delegated like 150 Steem power to 2 of my different friends, so that like, when they vote, whether it's my content or other people's content, it's at least a couple cents. And then there's another element of that, which is bandwidth. Because if you get, that starter account with the 15 delegated SP, the amount that you can post or upvote or whatever is very limited comparative to like the, most other people's accounts. Because the amount of steam power you have determines the bandwidth you're able to use of the network.
You've said that a couple times tonight, and you lose me. But I got you. I like conceptually I understand what you're saying. I just always forget that is an occurrence within the platform.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like a weird, like little quirk of the Steem blockchain is that like super low value accounts will sometimes encounter like, oh, you're not allowed to post this because error blank, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Or that used to happen to me.
Yeah. And it's not like well explained that like it's basically you don't have enough money to post.
Right.
It's weird.
Or this is where your post would be if you had this much more Steam.
Right.
This is what it would look like.
For this
You'd
post
be-
to go
you
live,
lived
you
here.
need to send us.
Yeah, that's the microtransaction, right?
Sounds
That's
like
the-
extortion.
That's that friction that they get you with. For only 99 cents, you too could have 27 gems in order to make this post go live.
Like you'll get that flying dog in space in the spacecraft is like, dude, we're having problems. We need 0.001 SBD.
Ugh.
Something's happening with the screen share.
What's happening?
We have settings.
On an iPad.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Here's my question: when we're streaming, are you able to open your tab and watch your own stream on mute, like you could with streaming on YouTube?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
That's how I brought in the chat.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah,
And I
there's-
was able
wow.
to I think bully or entice Gyro Sean to come in here.
If you want as well, if you just want to see the chat, Tidy posted somewhere.
Yeah, so it is. Let's see. Actually, I have the website here. Is it
tidyxgamer.tv/DLive/popout chat or something.
Okay, yeah.
He
That's
has
one.
a script that does that, so you don't have to have like the full video running.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Perfect,
that's what
perfect.
I integrated here. Actually, I didn't use that tool, but I have Zigmund.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, yeah. Here, I'll pop this out into the chat as well, just so people can have like the one that I use sometimes. And he has a pop out version, so you can either use the pop out in your stream or you can just put it onto the side. And for whatever reason, like I know sometimes different graphics cards will struggle more or less with running OBS and a live stream playing. So
sure,
that helps.
sure. Yep. But you also have pop out chat, right?
Yeah.
So that feature is in DLive also. So you'll see that in
Oh, it is?
your video. Yeah, if you
Oh.
see the little 3 dots right next to your chat, right next to your name, just click on that thing and it'll pop it out. Just similar to the YouTube feature.
Gotcha.
Oh, did they integrate that into a recent one?
They did, yeah.
Oh, I haven't even noticed. There we go.
Sheboygan.
That solves all of my problems.
It's okay.
Well, I'm probably going to head off to bed now.
All right, man.
Dude, it was awesome having you on though.
Good to
Yeah.
have you on.
Yeah, that was perfect. That's exactly what this
Sure.
stream is supposed to do.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that was perfect. Good job, you guys. And yeah, I hope I don't know, man. Hopefully you can come back. That would be awesome to chat. I mean, we're gonna touch on a ton of different topics, and that's the idea. Is just these broad umbrella topics of just shit. So yeah, I mean, we displayed exactly that here with you. So that was perfect, man. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
thanks for letting me crash. I'll
Yep.
see y'all later.
All
All
right,
All
man.
right.
Good
See you,
night.
Sean. Thank
See ya.
you.
take care. Excellent. Excellent.
All right, yeah. So welcome to the Steeming Pile. For those of you who are watching on my page, or Sean's,
Indeed.
or Broke College Grads, or
Hey.
Gone Rogues.
Or Sean Porter's. Remember, he's streaming.
I said Sean.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Let
And
me
then
let me give you guys a follow real quick.
on mine I have the links to my slides, so you guys can check those out, and you can. There should be links to everybody else who's involved with the Steeming Pile. What we do is we just use the kind of the 4 principles of open space. Whoever comes is the right people. We had some great people come in tonight. Whenever it starts is the right time. Whatever happens is the only thing that could happen. And when it's over, it's over. We had some cool stuff tonight. I don't know what the next umbrella topic is.
Yeah, I don't know. But how about let's figure it out right now, live. That'd be cool. I don't know. It may take a little more than just that. Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right.
I'm
You're
fine.
good.
I'm fine with it. Should we do a fun one? Not that this wasn't fun. Or should we do, like, I don't know. It's interesting how you have to keep a live stream going, even though we had a well-recruited 6-person broadcast tonight.
Yeah.
Like, the creative thinking part now after like 2 hours is like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk anymore, let alone think about what a topic would be, but we should.
Let's see, Narashi, you have any ideas?
Hey,
There we go.
John.
Yes, sir.
How'd you get into if are you into cryptos, and if so, how'd you get into cryptos? Because I know some people are just into Steem it.
Yeah, no, I mean just a little bit, only I just got into it because I was interested, and I'm always looking on what's coming next. And I just saw this as kind of an extension on the Great Reorganization, and anything that has to do with that, I'm
Okay.
all about.
So would you
So-
would you say that did you find Steem it before, like, you found out about Bitcoin and all that stuff, or
I
like
would say no. I found out about Bitcoin first, and
Okay.
only because like a couple of I talked to a couple kids in California when I was out there like 2 years ago, and they
Okay.
were like already mining it and selling it and
Oh,
all that kind
man.
of stuff, and I was like, what? And I didn't know anything about it,
Yeah.
but I just kept reading about it, and then it just, so the thing with me is I'm not a programmer, I'm not a developer, and so
Fine.
I had to wait for the user experience stuff to kind of ramp up with wallets and things like that.
Okay.
And once that happened, that's when I kind of dove in, and then Steem it I found just because I'm a broadcaster kind of by trade and by what I'm passionate about,
Okay.
and a kind of a blogger and content sharer and provider and facilitator. So Steem is just natural blockchain for me to come in and be creative with, and get to know folks and
Okay.
show folks what I can do.
Okay. So it only makes sense that you're on here to extend your reach.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that I can use it to, like, if I can build community here, and if I can set up some cool ideas and some cool things, then I can use that in my other video work and my other connecting work.
Okay.
Like open space that I've been talking about, that's a facilitation method that my business partner and I use, and I just figured that method works much better in this space.
So open space is kind of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it is. And it's a little bit
Okay.
more like if you were to do an open space conference, like we talked about when we had our first kind of planning call, we talked about you can pick a topic and everybody can go into their different breakout groups in the Zoom interface that we're using.
Okay.
and then we can have people like say we have 100 people that are watching live. They all want to come in. Then we can all be in our different breakout groups broadcasting. And as
Okay.
people come in, we might have someone in the main room that says, "Oh, where do you want to go? I want to go in Broke College Grad's room. Okay, he's in room 4. We're going to send you there right now. I want to go in Sean S. Porter's room. He's in room 2. We'll send you there right now." And we can all still be broadcasting on our own DLive pages.
So Zoom does that. Like we can be in a chat and we can be in like a video chat, and then like we can just go to separate chats with whoever, and then just come back.
Yeah, I
didn't know
create that experience. I can create that experience with the Zoom account, and that's what I want to bring to the table.
Oh wait, that's definitely something that would be interesting here, considering the fact that I don't even think there's anything on Steam that actually does anything in dynamic that I know of, or if they do it, like it's not like really really big.
Yeah.
Because I mean for the most part, it kind of seems like what I've seen is kind of like people that are kind of just posting, and then like a lot of the people who are big on Steam or besides the developer team are people who are already big on other platforms. So I think that would be something that's really good from a community standpoint, because it's kind of like, hey, like everybody can just come in,
Yep.
So, and then especially considering it's part of the bigger ecosystem of the whole DLive 24/7 thing, I think that has the potential to be something great, honestly. And things might even seem slow considering the fact that cryptos are down, but as things start to ramp back up again, when the next wave of hype comes in, this is definitely something that people are going to want to take a look at.
Cool, man. Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. And I just appreciate that Gone Rogue and Sean S. kind of listen to my pitch, and that you came in here, and Gyro Sean came in, Eric came in last time. So
Yeah.
and one thing I don't know if it's next time, but do a test where we actually set people up into breakout groups. Maybe we wait till we have 10 people on or something like that, where it makes sense, and then
10 people in Zoom.
yeah,
Okay.
and then just test it. So send all of us to breakout groups, and then manage back and forth.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we have
Snap.
Stephen Martin calling in.
Yes. We'll wait. We'll give him a second to get his audio going.
No
Yeah.
worries.
Either his
Man.
audio's not going, or he's getting it going, or he's giving us a silent treatment.
He could be just here wanting to see what's going on in the background.
Just want to hang out. It's fine. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
But I mean, yeah, random question though. What were your guys, how did you guys feel about, let's say, the random spike in the popularity of crypto and everything? For me personally, it was crazy. Everybody at my job was talking about crypto, and I was like, this is kind of dope, but I feel like something bad is going to happen.
Yeah. I'm like, no way is it working like this for
Yeah, I'm
this
like,
long.
We're not here yet. We're not here yet.
Right. But then the other part was, what's up, Steven?
How you
Hey,
doing?
can you guys see and hear me?
Heck
I've
yeah,
never
man.
done this before.
Yeah.
Thanks
wow, cool.
thanks for jumping on the pile.
Thanks for jumping in.
Sean
Yeah.
S. Sean
Yes,
S. Do you
sir.
like my phrase?
Thanks for jumping on the pile.
Great. Very polished.
Yeah. No toilet paper.
How are you tonight, man? Whose stream did you see?
Broke college guy.
All right.
Beautiful.
Hey, I brought somebody in. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
What's your skill,
Yeah,
man?
I'm a truck driver, and I had stopped earlier and just put the stream on and started driving and was listening. And
Yeah.
now I'm done driving for the day. So
Nice.
I'm a musician as well, so I have some stuff on DTube and
You do.
Okay.
yeah.
So how about so what is your statement username, your tag?
Acoustic
I'm-
Stevo.
Yeah, Acoustic Stevo. All one.
Acoustic Steve.
Just yep.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, and I've been on since,
STEVEO.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I've been on since December, maybe January, but I think it was December.
ACOUST.
Yep, you got it. I
Yep.
could see it on there. That's right.
There's 2 C's.
Yeah.
Okay.
ACO. Yep.
Wait. It's AC or ACC?
It's just AC.
Okay, thank you.
I thought when you said
Narashi
two
got it
C's,
right.
it was the one further down in the word.
Cool. Did you learn anything when you were driving while we were talking?
Huh. I learned a little bit about that war that's going on between Bernie Sanders and all them, because I've been hearing about it, but I have heard no details until now.
Can someone explain this thing to me again? Because I'm like completely unplugged from all like this politics stuff because of crypto. So can someone just fill me in on what's going on?
Yeah, so just super high level. You've got two accounts that have an incredible amount of power. Actually, one is probably losing a lot of, I think, is in the negatives, which is the Bernie Sanders account. So there's a battle of ideals, I think, or ideologies of what they believe each of these accounts believe is good content. And if you're not promoting or distributing good content, you will get downvoted by either one of these accounts, right?
Yeah.
So there's a battle going on between the two of these accounts, and they're downvoting each other's posts and comments, and it's chaos and it's a mess. But like I said earlier, it's all subjective. So and I think the hell was his? Oh yeah, Sean touched upon it. But you can't be righteous in the space and just have your own predetermined idea of what good content is. You can't do that. We're in the nature of decentralization. There's good content is different to everybody.
Yeah, good content is subjective.
Yes.
So I kind of came in on you guys when you were talking a little bit about I think it was copyright, and being a musician, there's this contest I enter every week. You guys probably all know about it, the open mic contest.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I have yet to do a cover song on there because I wanted to get your guys' input on that. Like, I'm just hesitant to do it because of what could happen in the future, really.
Yeah, of course.
I've stopped myself from doing that. I do. I produce some EDM tracks that have stuff from Anchorman, one of them, and I was wondering about that. And I ended up posting it. So we'll see.
Say more about that. Say more about what you guys mean by that. Like, what's the hesitancy?
Yeah. So Narashi. So you're all good, man. So Narashi heard what you said. And the advice that she gave is always give the original creator credit, right? Always throw a little bit of summary there, and give them credit. That give them kudos. And yeah, so that's the little bit of advice Narashi gave.
For sure.
What's up?
I'm just hesitant because I'm just afraid if I'm making some kind of currency, even though it's cryptocurrency, in the future, like there's robots that go out there and search the internet for uses of people's content, and they start finding it on the blockchain, and you can't erase it. And then, all these little tiny things can add up, and who knows, you could be in the future, you could have all these people coming after you for who knows what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do have a valid case.
True.
Yeah.
Meaning if you're using copywritten content.
Yes. Like you just cover someone's song. Well, if you're making cryptocurrency, you're making Steem off of it.
Gotcha. Yep.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
I think that copyright in DTube and DLive and STEEM and all these other platforms, I think that's going to be a rabbit hole in itself. Because how are these companies going to go after people in terms of copyright for content and stuff like that on a decentralized platform? They're going to have to go after like the people on an individual basis, and that's going to be, that's going to make it a headache for those guys.
Yeah, there's no reason. Right. The amount of resources needed for that is tremendous.
That would be a very large database to build a bot to go into everyone's individual account and see, and you would have to basically preload almost every media. I don't know the algorithm that YouTube uses to find their stuff, but you would have to actually copy that or bring that over and individualize it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same algorithm that's used when you play those apps that can figure out what song's being played by the sound.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's a version of the same algorithm, and they probably have a database of songs that are copyrighted that can't be on people's user accounts. And if there's a match, they probably flag that account in some type of way. But in the case of Steem It, or just Steem in general, there's nobody controls it per se. So in their case, I can only see them making an account, putting a shitload of money in the account, and then using that to kind of like censor people who are putting out copyrighted content. But in the same way, users can fight back, or even whales can fight back just by flagging down those accounts. So is there anything they can really do other than stalking content creators and, going after them on a personal basis? And then what if they live outside of the country of the company? Then it's like, okay, like what the fuck do we do?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but how many covers do we see on YouTube now today?
Yeah, everyone and their mom has a cover. People have covered covers.
And that's what happens in YouTube is they just you'll get the copyright claim and you just can't monetize the video.
Can't monetize it. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I
what I
do
always
stuff
gear
on
people-
YouTube all the time.
Yeah, go
Covers on YouTube because I
So
can't monetize them, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
So in the interim, if that's truly something that you're worried about, what you could do is create a post and not gain any revenue on it, right? There's I know.
Oh, this is what I'm interested in. I would love to do that.
So like
Is there a way
there's
to
a
make
setting?
my posts not gain revenue?
Yeah, so there's a way you can decline payout in your rewards. You can decline payout on your posts.
That's
And what's cool is you'll still see what you potentially could have gained, but that goes nowhere. It shows you it's a phantom number, if you will.
Wow.
Oh, I
Yeah,
would
I'm gonna
hate
do
that.
I'm gonna do that.
I couldn't do that, man.
Yeah,
Like what I was gonna tell
here
you
are
was
with a $2,000 post.
Yeah, no way.
Now I'm gonna be putting cover songs up left and right.
You're gonna be putting them up, and then you're gonna see the potential rewards, and you're gonna be like, probably should have just done it, man.
Yeah.
You know it.
But
Yep.
I was gonna say find public domain songs and just cover those.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
I hear you.
I don't
on
want you
that.
to sing
I just,
Christmas carols, but I mean,
It's not bad though. There might be a couple out there.
and that's why I like the Creative Commons is like
Actually,
I
I
always try to,
put jingle bells up.
there you go. I try to encourage artists to make at least one Creative Commons song too that the world can share.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you tag it as Creative Commons, where they have to attribute it back to you, and they can use it for whatever purposes they choose. I like that. I like to tag some of my videos and stuff like that with that too.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into that because, yeah, I'd love to just give my stuff away, or that I basically do that anyway. So
Right. So why not make sure that you can at least get attributed for your work and make it part of a community where if someone else shares, they have to attribute and vice versa.
Absolutely. Hey, Steven, so what's a quick little background on yourself, man, and how'd you get involved in Steem It?
okay, well, I found out about cryptocurrency in probably like September. Like I didn't even really know what it was, and I'm a YouTuber and I watch a lot of YouTubers, and I was watching David Seaman because
Okay. Yep.
I'm kind of I was into the whole Pizzagate thing, and so he talks about Ethereum all the time. So
Mhm.
finally, I was like, it was my birthday, and I don't put any money towards anything for myself, really, to tell you the truth. But I do get a birthday present every year. My wife and I allocate like $150 towards each of our birthday presents. So I bought Ethereum and Litecoin with my first $150,
Nice.
and then I did the same thing at Christmas. So I put
Eek.
a total of $300 and I built a little portfolio on Bittrex and just out of that. And then I found out about Steemit because I started researching all the cryptos. And I had some coins lying around, so I even cashed those in. So I had about $400, and that's still, that's what I got. But I just cashed out my Ripple out of my portfolio last week and put it into Steam Power. So I've got a little bit more in there now.
Hey, good for you.
Having fun putting
yeah.
my content on here, and I'm getting involved in a lot of Discord channels and things like that. And I actually have done some DLive as well. I just started up this thing where there's this crypto called Musicoin. I don't know if any of you have heard about it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the artists on there are really cool. So I thought of this concept where I would do a DLive stream and just feature somebody off Musicoin, and I did that for my first one last week, and I'm just gonna take half of whatever I earn and give it back to them in Musicoin, and then send a message to them and tell them how they earn that Musicoin, and who knows, they may join Steam from it if they're not already on here.
That's cool. So
Wow.
yeah, so on that, one of the things that we talked about doing, and this goes back to what I was talking to with Broke College Grad, is if we do a live simulcast with breakout groups, we talked about doing a music festival where we can have either the artists come in, or we can have each breakout group is either like a different genre or a different grouping of videos, and whoever's in those breakout groups as the producer running OBS, they just kind of show those videos as part of their stream. So, and we can all broadcast each other's names, and it just turns into like whoever watches, like we can just say, and coming over here on the Sean S. Porter stage is da 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 da, and coming over here on the Stephen Martin stage is da 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 da.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yep.
Count me in.
Oh, not only are you in, you're in charge of it.
I don't know about that. I'm not technically capable of being in charge of anything. I'm such
you know
a
what
noob,
I mean.
it's ridiculous.
No,
I
fine.
call the metal stage.
Hey, you got to provide
I'm the
some
acoustic stage.
There we go.
Right on. Yeah.
I'll either be classic rock, southern rock, or gangsta rap. Early.
I'll be
Early.
crypto stage.
That's not music.
Spoken word.
Money
Hey,
is music to my ears.
There's some good crypto songs out there, man.
Yeah.
Are there?
No, they've put some pretty fun stuff together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys were also talking about a little bit about poetry and haikus earlier, and on Broke College Guys chat in DLive, I wrote a little haiku in there, and I
really?
also that daily or that person that writes all the contests, you were talking about him, and that's at Money Infant.
Oh,
He's
yes,
really
it is.
cool.
Nice. Good pull. Thank you. Yeah, Money Infant.
So, Sean, your job is to get him to come on to the next Steeming Pile and do a contest.
Interesting. All right, I'll reach out.
I know
Hey,
I know that your specialty too is like, it's not cold calling, it's like cold mailing.
Sort of. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
You just come back and you're like, hey, I sent so and so an email and they're coming in.
Yeah, consider it done.
So we didn't do a theme, did we? Are we gonna? We're not gonna, are we? We should just set the theme up. Are you guys comfortable using Discord from here on out?
Using Discord for what?
For coordinating, or do we want to? We've been using. I don't even want to say what we've been using.
Don't do it.
Don't. Yeah.
Email?
Discord. No, we've been using Discord.
Pigeon, carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon? Oh God.
We're bad.
Smoke signals.
We're bad.
What, you've been giving the carrier pigeon your public key and told to go there? No, but Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with using Discord. I got to get on my phone though, because I'm usually mobile.
See, yeah, so the folks over at DLive 24 Hours created a chat channel for us within their platform, within their Discord server.
All right, cool. I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll add you guys, and then you can add Steven.
Yeah, I'm on that Discord channel.
Oh shit.
You're on there for DLive 24 Hour?
I don't know about the 24-hour part. I'm not sure what that is. What's
Okay.
that?
Just a different so the DLive 24 Hour folks, they want to have like they're starting to publish a weekly like kind of journal post of curated DLive shows that either they're a part of or they're interested in or that want to be a part of the DLive 24 Hour community. And so they're just doing that, and they have chat features in there and things like that, just better connecting the DLive community.
Cool. I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay. So how do we get you the link? Well, we'll get Broke College Grad the link and then have him send it.
Send it to Steve.
Yeah.
I could comment. Don't worry, Steve. I'll comment in Broke College Grad's chat.
Perfect.
The DLive 24-hour Discord server.
Okay, so
one
that's
thing
a different server entirely than the DLive one. Is that what you guys are telling me?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. And we have the guy created a channel in there where we can chat, share links, all that kind of stuff.
Have you guys been finding any Discord channels where people are active in those chats that they all have, but you go in there and no one's ever in them?
Like Steam it Discords or just
Steam it Discords where people are actually in the chats at some point.
Yeah, I'm in exactly. It's called ADS. Actly.
Yeah, I'm in that one. I'm in that one as well.
Yeah.
And you do see people in there from time to time?
Yeah, I see people posting in there from time to time.
But I mean like talking in the voice chats.
Oh, not in the voice chats. I really don't know about the voice chats.
Well, if you're ever curious about going on a Discord Steam It channel that actually has people in the voice chat like all the time, it's a new one. It's called Steam Schools. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually.
But if you go on my page, and look at most of my posts, a lot of them have a link to it.
Okay. You said Steam Schools, right?
Yeah.
All right. I just gave you a follow, so I'm about to go check it out. Let me do it right now.
Like we even have a poetry, the 100-day poetry. I don't know if you guys know who Depend is.
Yeah.
But he has this challenge, and every day except for the weekends, we meet at like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have like a 1 to 2 hour just hangout where we share our poetry and talk about different things about poetry. So I don't know if any of you are into poetry, but if you are, man, we're having a lot of fun in there, and I'd like to invite you guys.
What's his name?
Cool.
His name's Daniel. It's his Steam It is D-PEND. I think his last name's Pendergraph.
Yeah, it's Pendergraph. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, he's
organizer
a really
of
cool guy.
Steam Schools poetry.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I did a search and it brought up Depend underwear. I did a search
I'm gonna have to get on him with that tomorrow.
I did a search in Steam It. Well, yeah, you'll be if it's on my stream, right? I got our panel on one side with our stuff, and then I did a search in Steam It, and it brought up buy Depend at Walgreens, and this is just the way that you told me to type it. Depend adult underwear, Depend bladder leakage treatment, and then fifth one down after you get past all the ads. Now remember, the ads are from Google, so F them. But you see Daniel.
All right, I just
don't
joined the
click on the
Steam
wrong
at Schools
one.
chat.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's usually I'd say afternoon, like probably about 11 o'clock to about 6 p.m. at night Eastern Standard Time. There are a lot of people in that
I'll
voice
prob-
chat,
I'll-
and it's
I'll
kind of a
probably be there.
unique experience to be in a voice chat where there's so many people. It's
So
Yeah.
so he does that, and everyone comes into the voice chat, and he does.
yeah, and then there's other classes that they have too for the STEAM school where people are just really active and getting to know each other and talking
Cool.
all the time.
Where does he
It's really
broadcast
cool.
that at? Does he broadcast it on DLive, or does he broadcast
Yeah,
it?
and they drop bots in there, and he records it, and then he puts the recordings on D Sound. I think he created his own their own Steam It for the D Sound. I think it's Steam It Poetry at Steam It Poetry, and you can find the class recordings for the classes. And on
Wow.
Thursdays we have this guy that comes in, and he's like a critic, and he's teaching us how to critique poetry, and it's really cool. And we bring our poetry in, and it gets kind of like hardcore where we get reality and all that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's really fun.
The writer.
Dude, that's a great concept, actually.
O strangest hand which under my name pen, but I would give to comprehend thy heart. For though I have the notions of thy way, the more feeding days, the weary eyes upon them.
Thanks for putting this kind of thing on DLive, instead of just video gaming.
Yeah.
Cool, man. We appreciate you jumping in.
This is a great stream, you guys. This is a great
Thank
concept.
you.
Awesome.
It was a
Thank
lot
you.
of
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah, really
And-
appreciate it.
Yeah, and any feedback or criticism, absolutely, man. Please give it to us. We could handle it. I
Yep.
promise.
Or ideas for upcoming themes,
Absolutely.
all that stuff.
I'm sorry, I lost my audio there for a second.
Oh,
What
that's
were you
okay.
guys-
We were just saying, like, he said criticisms or comments, or what was the other one you said, Gun Rogue?
Feedback is
Feedback, constructive criticism.
Feedback. I really like how you're doing. I saw there were a couple of you broadcasting at the same time on DLive. I thought that was kind of cool. I also thought I like the board where you're writing on it constantly. That's really cool.
That's at Narashi. She's awesome.
Isn't
Yeah.
she? Yeah.
It's great.
Awesome.
And just your guys' energy, man. You guys are all real, and you're talking about cool stuff, and I'm excited to check this stream out. Are you on at a certain time? Is this like a regular thing, or is it just kind of whenever it happens, or what?
It is a whenever it happens. Like, we try that, but I think we all kind of try to be as regular as possible, so we don't need depends.
Yeah, I think
So-
I think we should I think this could be a regular thing. It
Yeah,
should
I
be.
like that. This is our second one, Sundays at 9:30 Eastern. I'm totally cool with that until the NFL season starts.
Oh yeah, that's gonna have to change. when
And then
football
it
comes
might
back.
be moving for me. Just a hint.
Here's an idea. If we moved it to Saturdays, then even most of like the fight cards are on Saturdays, so we could do certain ones like, oh, that's a big fight card. It'd be cool to do a fight companion. We could just do a Steeming Pile fight companion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just putting the idea out there. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so instead of doing it on a weekly basis, we know when the fight companion might come out or when this free fight is,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
we can schedule it for 2 weeks out or 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's the key too, is like if we'll have regular broadcasters or regular people that want to do the simulcast with us or take over one for a week and stuff like that, like that's hopefully the intention of where we can take it.
Yep.
Do you guys want to do a fight cast the next one? Just kind of hang out and watch a free fight, or at least promote that we're watching a free fight and
Yeah, I'll do that.
just bullshit.
Yeah, I'd love to
I'd
talk shit.
love to do that.
Let's see. It's I can look up. It's next Saturday, I think.
Next Saturday
All right.
is out for me. All right, Steven, I know you got to roll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Steven,
getting
yeah.
out of here. Good night, you guys.
All right, man.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, take care, man.
All right.
All right. Be safe. Bye.
The Saturday after that, April 21st, there's also one on FS1. The better fights,
Yeah.
actually.
The dang it, I like that idea. I just don't know if I can do it.
That's okay. That's
Those
all
next
right.
2 Saturdays.
Okay, and then May 19th, there's a free fight card.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Saturday as well, though. Sunday, the
Okay.
next Sunday there's a free Sunday card, May 27th.
Let's plan. Okay. I don't think that helps for next week, but let's plan on. So just make sure you either put in one of those days in the Discord or in the chat,
Right.
and let's plan that. Do you guys want to do next weekend? You guys want to do another one, or?
Oh yeah.
I'm actually I think we're pretty good on doing it every weekend, at least, you know, until football season starts. We're pretty good. We're pretty flexible, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty flexible at the weekends.
I just can't. Well, I mean, it might be fun, right? Like, but someone else would have to like. I'll open up the Zoom room, but I might not be able to live broadcast. But I might be able to talk and stuff by then.
Sure.
Right.
I'm
It's okay.
Yeah. So, but okay. I'm good for next Sunday night. I know I just can't do the next 2 Saturdays, but I'm good for
fine.
next Sunday night at 9:30 again.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Depending on how things go, I might set something up, so I'll reach out to other people about if they want to join. If I end up doing something next Saturday for a fight. And
Next Saturday? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, I'm down for sure, man. So if you
Okay,
get
cool.
something going, yeah, let me know.
cool, yeah, for sure.
What's up? Calendar. Let's see.
And a heads up, John, July 7th is the Stipe Miocic fight.
Okay.
That's a Saturday too, though.
All right. So we gotta have. Let's get 2 or 3 under our belt,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna be contacting Dana.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm serious. It's gonna be.
We could do it with
Well,
football, you know, playoff football.
Actually, no. We probably won't. We'll probably figure out a way to contact Stipe's girlfriend
Oh,
and see if we can get her to come on and talk about his contract and talk about the fight.
okay, all right. I'm taking that. I like that. You work on that. I'll work on getting DC, and you know, we'll get Cormier on here and we'll have him talking trash. It'll be huge.
Yes. Yes. That would be sweet. My goal is to have either Snoop Dogg or Ice Cube come on here.
Mm. Yeah, there's fighters calling Snoop Dogg out because of the way he talks about fighters. When
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, well, because he's you know, he bags on people and, you know, calls them names. He doesn't represent the martial art kind of aspect of it. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sure.
some people are kind of like, you know, fuck you, dude. I'll mess you up.
If you guys are watching this and you've made it all the way to the end,
Yeah.
we love you. No doubt. And if you have any steam power whatsoever, go to @NARASHI right now. Find a post, it doesn't matter which one, but probably the most recent one, and upvote. And take that account number and send. What do you send, Gone Rogue?
You send Steam.
I just didn't know. Like, I always get confused. Like, do you send Steam Power? Do you send Steam? Like, what do you actually send when you're sending stuff?
Yeah, so it's Steam, but you could also. Oh no, you can't transfer Steam Power. Yeah, so it's Steam.
Isn't there something else within there that you can transfer though, other than Steam?
SBD. Steam back dollars.
Is it SBD?
SBD.
You can delegate Steam
It
power.
is-
You can't
is
send it.
SBD.
You can delegate power, or yeah, you can send SBD or Steam.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yes.
I won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, you don't want the developers to kill you.
I know, right? They're gonna be like, what is this guy? Why is he even in here?
That's good. That's good. What else we have, gentlemen? Anything anybody want to get off our chest before we take off for the evening?
Trying to think. No, I don't have anything.
Well, I do. I have one question for Broke College grad. At what point are you gonna change your name? Like, do you have a, amount of crypto in mind?
Yeah, I'll probably change it when I have like 100 Bitcoin. Nah,
There you go.
nah, but I can't. Well, as far as I know, Steam it doesn't let you change your name once you make it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna change it to what I go by on YouTube, which is either Your Daily Hash or Crypto Norm. When I have a decent following when I have a big enough following that warrants me changing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a new Steemit account. I've already come to terms with that. I'm gonna make a new Steemit account, and then this one is probably just gonna be like for personal blogs and stuff like that. Kind of just nothing serious, and then like all the news and stuff that I typically do is going to be covered on the new Steemit account, if that makes sense. And a new Steemit account would be named Crypto Norm or Your Daily Hash. But like, yeah, I made it as a joke too. Like, I honestly never even intended on posting on Steemit at all. I was just gonna read stuff, and then like by the time I started posting and I realized like, hey, shit's kind of getting serious now. I should probably change my name. I realized I couldn't change it. And I was in too deep because I was like, I was in too deep. Like, I realized this when my reputation was like a 40 that I should probably change it. But then I was like, I don't feel like having to get my reputation back up to a 40 because it was too hard to begin with.
Gotcha.
And then like, especially when I got into the 50s.
That your name though, man, like will open up a political discussion like out the wazoo,
Oh
yeah.
God, yeah.
Tuition, like a tuition cost of college and all of these things.
Oh my God, you have absolutely no idea. People talk to me about that stuff all the time.
I look forward to the eventual time where I can let them just send them a note and said, "I'll be happy to pay off this balance. Do you take digital currency?"
Oh yeah, that'll be the day.
And John Golson was in Discord, and he said he loves the branding for our Steam-based talk show.
Steeming Pile, where we
The
talk that
Steeming
shit.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Hey, where did you say that was at, John?
It's in Discord. He wrote it in the general tab, actually.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say it's great to see you guys out there and giving donations to streamers in these hard times.
Yes,
I think that was meant for Eric.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that looks like it was meant for Eric.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Norm.
No problem, man.
Dude, yes, thank you.
You can jump on the pile whenever you want.
I got you.
Badass, though, John.
I had to get one more in.
I love it.
So, are you guys just streaming this on DLive too, or are you guys streaming this across multiple platforms?
DLive for me. Well, OBS only lets you use one. It's not
really?
It's not sweet like XSplit.
Okay, XSplit is the one that lets you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, although so strictly DLive here too. Also, if you do have like a restream IO or something, so there's restream .io that'll let you multi-stream to a ton of different platforms if you're interested. Yeah.
Is that like I'm about to look that up right now. I'm curious.
Does it take any load? Like can you use it on the same laptop, or do you have to use a different device?
No. Damn, as far as all that is concerned, I'm guessing that it just takes your one stream and then just shoots it out to everything else, so it doesn't take up bandwidth on your stuff.
Okay.
Is it a service like do I have to pay? I see pricing.
I think they have a free version. I know that there's a free multi-streaming whatever app out there for sure. So when I find it, I'll send it to you though for sure.
Okay, cool. I'll look into XSplit too.
Yeah, I tried XSplit for a while, and then it just started crashing both my systems.
Oh well,
And I was like,
I guess this will be at the bottom of my list. All right. People still use fraps?
no.
Oh god, dude! I remember hypercam.
You just can't
I
take
remember
anything off the
fraps.
internet.
Yeah. I remember the days of freaking hypercam and fraps, man. Oh my god, Jesus.
All right, guys, I'm gonna stop the stream. You guys don't have to stop yours, but I'm gonna stop
Okay.
mine. I'll leave the room open if you guys are gonna keep chilling.
I'm gonna head out soon because I forgot that I have to do laundry and I have work at 6 in the morning.
How dare you, Norm?
Sorry. I'll be back. I'll be back next week. I'll be back next week.
No. How dare you about not doing laundry before work tomorrow, man?
Yeah, man. I can't go to work in my sweatpants. I just realized that. Pretty sure I'll get fired unless I work in Silicon Valley. Then it's a little bit different.
Just kidding. Right on.
Yeah, I think
I think we'll I think we'll end it here too, though. But
Yeah.
Thank you for jumping on, though, Norm, for sure.
Yeah, anytime.
Much appreciated, man.
Like I said, man, I'm like, yeah, like you know me, I'm always trying to create content. I'm always down to create content with people.
Yep. Absolutely. Right on. Well, that was fun, gentlemen. What do you think?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. This is fun stuff.
All right.
All right. Theme to follow.
Yeah, theme to follow. Thank you, everybody, for joining the Steeming Pile and hanging out with us. Like John said earlier, if you hung out until the end, like, kudos to you. And like, we show great gratitude towards you, man. So thank you.
Indeed.
Right on, you guys.
Yep.
Well, have a beautiful night.
All right, guys.
Good night, everyone.
All right, guys.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Peace. Awesome.